Saturday, looking like a debutante in California. Tell the world to hold on, cause I'm on my way. We'll be shaking, baking to the break of dawn. A candlelight soiree underneath the stars, and the boys are gonna hang with the fancy cars. Everybody's on stage cause we're living life. Get ready, baby, till the final song. Turn up the music, baby. Ooh, ooh. We about to lose it, make the news, news. Walking to the party, always looking foxy. There's a lot of shaking going on. Things are getting saucy, and it's so glossy. There's a lot of shaking going on. Tell me, do you feel it?
Hey, welcome to the IMPLIED Project. I'm Tony. I'm here with Jamie.
Hello.
Hey, and we are a part of IMPLIED Magazine. As I'm assuming, most of you new listeners are going to be coming from our Instagram over there. But we're really excited for this.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so what we're going to be doing is with the IMPLIED Project show, we are going to be doing some stuff that we really can't do on Instagram and other social media, as I'm sure a lot of you are aware of the censorship little goblins on all those platforms. So we won't, because of that censorship, that's why I wanted to start the show. I'm the one that started the IMPLIED Instagram, and I wanted to do something with this show where we can actually showcase some of the work and, more importantly, go beyond the pictures. We want to talk with the photographers and the models, stylists, whoever was involved with creating that image. And we want to tell the stories behind those, right?
Absolutely. Get a little more insight. I feel like images are never quite what they seem, in a neutral way, not negative or good. It's always something. There's always a bigger story behind the scenes for these photos and videos that you see on Instagram. It's never, ever what it looks like. And I think it'll be fun to hear about how this stuff is created.
Right. In fact, we were talking just yesterday about my favorite picture of you, which is it's actually one of the most popular pics that we posted on IMPLIED, and it's of you on the bicycle.
Yes.
And it was phenomenal, the just reaction to it.
So yeah, that was Chris Rembold, bold photo, one of my best friends. My mom purchased that bike in my favorite color, no less, mint green, like 2 years ago, and it's just been sitting in the garage. But I told her that I would need to put like my half naked body on that at some point. And so it's been like this snowballing until I found the right photographer and figured it all out. I didn't know what to do with it. And so once I met Chris, I knew he was the one. And so I wanted it to look like a Parisian bread bike, essentially. And we knocked it out. We figured it out with the assistance of clear shadow photography too, with lighting. And we did a Parisian shoot out in the middle of rural Pennsylvania, just south of Pittsburgh.
And you would not know that unless you had just told us that.
Nope. I don't think so, at least. I don't think you can tell by looking.
No, not at all. And in fact, for those of y'all that are listening, I'm going to make sure that we have a link on this episode, a Dropbox link, where you can go ahead and check out the photo that we're talking about. But it's exactly the example that we're talking about in terms of what we're going to be doing with the show, which is, again, to hear the stories about, first of all, how Jamie got started, for example, or how a photographer got started, their stories and all that. And so that's what we're going to do. Go find the story behind the art.
Absolutely. Didn't we talk yesterday too about what your original interest was, being with the Playboy style magazines?
That's right. As a lot of you know that follow us on Instagram, I actually started it, I think it was around 4 years ago. I can't remember the exact date, but I do remember watching a Seinfeld show, and it was the episode where Kramer had the idea for the coffee table book. Such a simple idea. And that's basically whatever I was thinking of when I was watching that episode. I thought, bing, Implied. I wonder if there's a magazine or a book for implied photography that's called Implied. And there wasn't. And that's when I basically, you know,
Created your
copyrighted,
space.
created the space, exactly. And then
Yeah.
that's when Implied started. And it wasn't to create a business at all. It was, and it still isn't. It's really just for fun. But the main reason behind it was because I grew up during the golden age of Playboy, when photographers like Herb Ritz and Annie Leibovitz and you can name it were coming up with just amazing artwork in the magazine. And you were telling me that that's how you got into modeling
Yes, it is. My dad's Playboy collection. Yeah, that was my first experience with modeling. Sneaking around, being an only child out in the middle of nowhere with nothing to do, and being home for 2 hours by yourself before your parents got home from work. I had to entertain myself. And so I stumbled upon these magazines, and like I told you, Jenny McCarthy's Playmate of the Year was the first one that I saw, and she just embodied to me what beauty looked like. Everything about her, she was so stunning, and the way they shot was so glamorous, and nudity was so tasteful. And that was it. That was kind of the start of it for me. I didn't tell you this part. And a friend of mine actually brought this to my attention. I used to, I'm a decent artist, but the only thing I can draw are pinups. It's the only thing I'm good at drawing. And I would doodle on all of my school paper, just pinups, basically chicks that look like Jenny McCarthy over and over again. And I saw a lifelong best friend of mine that I hadn't seen in a while. And he had said to me, we're talking about manifesting. And he said, well, you manifested you. And I was like, what are you talking about? And he was like, Jamie, you became your photos, with the pictures that you created, your doodles. And I was like, oh my gosh, I did. And it was a year ago, he told me that. And it blew my mind I was like, oh my gosh, I did. I saw the Jenny McCarthy stuff that I started doodling that exact image in my mind, and then I'll be damned if I'm not taking photos exactly like that now. How about that?
That's the definition of manifesting.
Yep. I didn't even realize it.
That's great. Yeah, so that's basically how all of this started, and we wanted to, anyway, I wanted to start something with Implied where we went back to that, because Playboy, with the advent of the internet, everything just became cookie cutter photography. I mean, not to say it wasn't, the models weren't beautiful and the pictures weren't technically perfect, but they just lacked that artistic quality that I missed. And that's why I started Implied, was that's a kind of artwork that I like to feature on that profile. And obviously a lot of people are appreciate it too, because that's how we've gotten as large as we have in terms of followers. So this is the next step. We want to go ahead and go beyond the images. And so we don't want to keep you guys too long. We just wanted to do a quick short intro and let you guys know we're going to be going on a weekly basis, and we'll have different guests with us. And I will have a Dropbox link on every episode that will include some of the photos that we're going to be talking about on the show, so you guys can follow along with us. And of course, follow us on our social media. Each of us will have our links in the episode as well, so feel free to follow us. And if you have any questions, if you guys would like to be a part of the show, go ahead and contact us. I'm looking forward to hearing from people.
Absolutely. Any avenue that touches modeling, photography, makeup artists, stylists, I'd love to hear their backstory as well.
Exactly. Anything else you'd want to add?
Not at the moment, no. I'm just excited. No. Ready to get it started.
Same here. So we will see you guys starting next week, and we'll also be on YouTube. So look for us there. You can already follow us there, and links, of course, on our episode. So we will see you guys soon. Welcome to the Implied Project.
See you soon.
How we gonna keep it cool? Heard a bottle just pop over by the pool. When you hear the bass drop, you know the golden rule. It's your chance to dance, you better get it right. Turn up the music, baby. Ooh, ooh. We about to lose it, make the news, news. Walking to the party, always looking foxy. There's a lot of shaking going on. Things are getting saucy, and it's so glossy. There's a lot of shaking going on. crazy. Dress